Alright, so in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna improve our queue worker. So let's just start. Um, what we're planning to do in this video is we're gonna handle our failed job and then store that job into failed custom jobs table. So let's just start. For that, we're gonna wrap everything inside our try catch block so that we can handle our exception. So here I'm just gonna do try and catch. Let me add throwable $. It should work. Yeah. So all of our code for our worker is wrapped by our try catch block. So everything we're gonna do is we're gonna handle our exception inside this catch block. So at first, let's just give the error message. Job failed. Perfect. Um, let's just do one thing. Let's try to check the attempts of our job, and if it's greater than 3, we're gonna say something like, okay, this job is failed. And if the attempts is less than 3, we're gonna retry and increment our attempt each time. I think the incrementation of our attempts is already done here. Job attempts plus 1. So in our class cast block, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna check the attempts and then try it out. All right. So let's just do job attempts greater than or equals 3. Then we're going to insert our job information inside the failed custom jobs table. Failed custom job. I don't think we have created this table yet, but we're going to do it later on. PTS. Oops. And then insert connection. I'm just gonna add some hard-coded value for now, but later on everything should be configurable. Queue should be default. For now, I'm just gonna hard-code everything. Payload would be job payload. Exception would be exception, but let's just do typecast it as string, and then failed at would be, let's just give now. Perfect. This looks good. Semicolon in here, and then once we move it to our failed custom jobs, we also need to delete that job from our jobs table. So db table jobs, where id is job id, and then we're gonna delete that job from our jobs table. Perfect. And then let's just give the info as well for our terminal. Job move to fail queue. Perfect. Oops. Now if our attempts is not less than 3, we're just going to move it back to the queue. We're going to do that by making our reserved at as null and then available at as the time, by adding 3 seconds or some buffer time so that our worker can process it once more. All right. So inside this else statement, I'm just gonna update the jobs table. Custom jobs, oops, where ID would be job ID, and then reserved at should be null, and then available at would be time plus, let's just give the buffer time of 3 seconds. So once our job is failed, it will set the available at value by adding the 3 seconds to our time, so that after 3 seconds our worker will again fetch this job and then increment the value of attempts by 1. And then if the attempts is greater than 3, it will hit this code, and then it will just delete everything from our jobs and then move that job to our failed job table. This looks good. uh, let's just review this code once again. So we wrapped everything inside our try catch block, and in our job we were incrementing our attempts by 1. List greater than 3, we're gonna insert everything inside our failed custom jobs and then delete that from our job. If not, we're just gonna increment the available at value, and then reserved at would be null. Perfect, this looks good. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna have to create a migration for our failed custom jobs. Let me write the command for that. Compose exec app make migration, create failed custom jobs table. Let me give this file the permission to edit. So 777, I'm gonna copy paste the path. Perfect. Here let's just define our columns. So table string would be connection, and string q payload exception would be long text, timestamps would be failed at, and we don't need this one, so I'm just gonna remove that one. And here let's just add use current as well. So let's just run our migration. PSP artisan migrate. Oh, maybe I already have that. Let me go to our here 7000. Let me I think it's 5001 for me. Perfect. Here I already have this one. Let me drop it manually. Failed custom jobs. Okay. Let me run the migration once again. Okay, perfect. It worked fine. Let me run our worker. Sudo docker compose app custom queue work. Let me copy paste this one. Perfect, this one is running. Now let me go to our web.php. Here we have dummy job. Let me go inside our dummy job, and then for this video, instead of logging our job, let me just do something like throw exception, test exception. This should be good. Now once I hit our job 5000 test job, what was the route name? It's test job, isn't it? Maybe it's 5000. Sorry, my bad. Okay, let's watch the terminal. We have job failed, and then job failed, released back to queue because it increases the attempts by 1, and then job failed, and then after 3 attempts, it moved our job to our failed queue. So let's just check in our database of our failed custom jobs. Here we can see the exception inside this table. So this worked as expected. This is it for our video today. In next video we'll talk more about this one. So that's it.